Okay then. Let us have some fun. Against the time killer once again. What is that? What is that? Unfolded Time Ripper. Unfolded? Tick, tock, tock. Inflict bleed, 10 points. 3, 9, 11. If target has bleed, clash power +1. Even more bleed count. There's a normal avoid dice, no passives. Okay, are they all the same? Tick tock. Yes. Tick tock. Okay, everyone is the same. Do I want to take care of the small fries first? Possibly, right? Punishing for the time killer, extraction, mutilation, time to be saved, evade. Okay, that seems to be the same as before. Passives seems to be the same as well. He was able to regain the 1,000 points, but that's normal because he has the passive. That always gives him 1,000. Okay, that doesn't really seem that bad. 16, 90. It should barely be enough to kill at least one of those guys. I'm gonna ignore the avoid guy. I can't really clash against this guy. Doesn't really do that much damage either. He will consume 200 time to accelerate his time, but I can't really do anything about it. I don't have the resources to bind him yet. How much do I need for the slowdown effect? More wrath. Well, in the next round I'm going to have enough wrath for that. Okay, should be fine then. Please don't lose your clash now! Rodion! Come on! This can't be! You're more the SP in the world! How can you lose a clash like that? I know those guys can be quite unpredictable, especially with the lack of SP and stuff, but still. Oh well, we still managed to destroy one of those things, right? At least we have that. He's super fast now though. So I should be able to stagger this guy. Redirected, redirected, redirected. Oh, Rodion, you're going to get staggered this turn and there's nothing I can do about it. At least not for this turn. There's nothing I can do for this turn. Very unfortunate, but at the very least in the next round he will lose all of that speed, right? And we're going to give him additional fragile as well. Not entirely sure if we have the time to spend some attacks on him or not. Seeing I'm pretty sure that I need to get rid of all of those extra allies of his. But if we have the chance to attack him, it's certainly going to be quite handy to have that around, right? Any additional damage is always handy to have around here. And especially, at the very least, I can stack up one of those guys in the next round. He got my Rodion and I got his head, so that should be just fine. Okay, we're going to tank one of the hits with Ishmael. The other two are going to ensure to kill this guy. Honglu is going to dish out a lot of damage against this third unfolded body part, and the others are going to distract the Ripper. That should technically play out nicely, and Ishmael shouldn't really have to tank that many hits. Yeah, this is going to be fine. But preferably, I would love to get the resources in order to heal up a little with my Rodion. Not entirely sure how many points I need for the angel thingy, but we're about to figure it out, right? We're certainly about to figure it out. And he is barely alive? Okay, never mind. Okay, we got rid of the other thing. That's good. Let's try to reach the stagger point. Still quite far away, but it's fine. It seems like the fragile effect stays. That's really good. Probably because of our ego gift, right? Yeah, probably because of our ego gift, which makes it even better. Okay, let's see. I need more reds. I would love to add the damage, but I need the wrath. And I guess a little bit of lust wouldn't hurt to have as well. There you go. Let's see how much damage we're able to do, I was about to say, but sadly, he decided to have a little cutscene here. Bloody hell! This is really getting on my nerves! Quit hiding us, yeah? Give us a proper view! Damn it, I hope that I wouldn't have to show them my true form. True form? No, we couldn't be sure if there were multiple personalities in the Ripper's head, or if it was truly the voices of the many. We did hear several voices of various pitches and echoes in all corners of the room. The Time Ripper cornered, grabbed the labels of his long coat and... What? What? Is he made entirely out of brain matter? Okay, before he looked kind of cool, and now he is especially interesting. What is this? Is anything different? Regenerate parts, 100 times spent, everyone's time at 75% enters the second phase. Upon phase change, recover SP up to third. Oh no! Divide stolen time between all parts as shared time. Turn end gained joint time expendium. When spending shared time, brain spend an equal amount of time across the board. All parts gain protection and something else that we can't quite see just yet. We can target pretty much any of the brains. Okay, that's good. That means I can completely ignore those avoid dices because they are separate targets. Thank you! I think that might actually be a debuff on your part, but we'll see. That might actually be a tall order. It says dominated, even though he has 60 up, 25 protection. Oh god, I don't think we will deal any damage today. That's not good, so I need to make sure to win my clashes in order to use up their shared time. Right? Pretty sure that's the only way to get through his high defensive attitude right now. Okay, Honglu was able to win just fine, that's good. Yeah, we're doing no damage. Well, at the very least it breaks through a little bit, but in general, we are not really doing any specific damage around here. Which is not good. At the very least, we can keep up with our tremor build, or our tremor count. Okay, they already lost 30 of their offensive level ups. That's good. I can't really slow them down either, because we have so many different targets. Yeah, this is not good. This is seriously not good. They have to eat those hits. He's too fast right now. He's simply too fast right now. And they still have so much protection. Kind of ridiculous if you think about it. Really ridiculous if you think about it. At the very least we have a little bit of support. I was trying to say. No, we don't even have that. Oh well, at least with the Land of Illusion I can avoid losing that much SP on my Honglu, right? At the very least we have that. Get a couple of hits on the other parts as well. Sinking certainly is going to be quite handy against this guy, even though I'm pretty sure the lost SP will be recovered in like one turn, since he has the power to regenerate 30 SP per turn? Was it 30 per turn? It's quite obvious that he's going to max it out, right? Which is kind of bad. Yeah, you have to tank that one. Come on. Come on. It's fine. You can take it like a champ. You can tank it like a champ. And the bind is active. And he has decided to calm down. Okay. 13, 14, 16, 16. Otis and Honglu. This one might be a bit difficult for you guys. But it should technically be doable. I'm not entirely sure what's up with those green numbers over his head. But surely we are able to break through it just fine, hopefully. Right? Okay, something was broken just there. The timer's already down to 55, that's also quite handy. The defense is still strong. And we have a second cutscene. Okay, now we get a better picture. I think the first head is down. It looks kind of grey.
Irritating little ticks. Tricks. Oi, I remember what you said earlier. Might be the time to put that to use. But I'm sorry, does that use too much time? It drains too much time from all of us. Shush, my friends. Letting this drag on for any longer will cost us more in the long terms. This attack will surely eliminate them. Think of how much time we will save by taking care of them here and now. We shall share this burden of time together.
Unclashable. This unit speed is fixed at 12, cannot be staggered this turn, consume shared time by 400, on hit erase the target's time. Once this unit erases the target's time, all parts recover shared time to their max value and gain 10 haste and Is it even work? And you attack my Holu with that one! You cannot steal our time! Right? You can't really steal our time. That's not how it works. I'm really sorry, but this is not how it works. I'm pretty sure that our time is bounded to Dante. 96! Yeah, he's so dead if that hits. If that actually hits, he's so dead. Okay, it's fine. Okay.
No, this doesn't make sense. That have to work. More tricks, is it? Oi, wait up. You took 5 hours from me earlier. What's up with you taking another 3 from me? You only took 2 from that sort. We will settle this as soon as we deal with this pressing threat. Focus on the battle for now. Deal with this present threat when? In 3 hours? 4? This fight has been going on for too bloody long. I understand. That is why we must all sacrifice our collective time to... Nope, I ain't giving you more than an hour of my time. Take more from the rest. I got the short end of the stick last time when the numbers didn't evenly divided by 12. Shut up about last time. You are just an uneducated fool who doesn't even understand basic addition and subtraction. Do you even know how to round down hours when it doesn't fit? Oi, what the hell was that? Who said that? It's the new one, isn't it?
They're starting to fight each other. Over time? Ah, I get it. You're saying that now's our chance, right? Probably. I've wasted a couple of my attacks, but it doesn't really seem like... Oh no, wait, I think they were used after all. It's fine. It is fine. I'm just gonna redirect a couple of hits. We're just going to attack those 2, tank that one, and that should be good. Some of them are in the reds. Oh, could it be that the numbers shows off the currently used time between the hits? And that some of them are already getting relatively low on time, and once their time is up, they are no longer able to actually move at all. Kind of like the similar effect that we've seen with the other victims of the Time Ripper. I didn't think that he would actually be able to bank the time on 12 different individuals. He did say that he needed to share the time usage through 12, right? Something along the lines. Let's see that. Oh yeah, a couple of them are already at 0. Oh yeah. They are certainly not going to like this. Okay. This is very unlikely, but we might be able to pull that off. It's just a little bit too fast for my likings. I might be able to stagger this attack. Okay, this is a bit of a stretch. Rodion might be able to pull this off. The others have a decent chance. And Honglu is going to help out on the coat hit. The only guy who still has a little bit of time left. We should be able to stagger this guy in this turn. Hopefully. Not entirely sure. Oh my gosh, they actually pulled through. Probably because they no longer have the SP recovery now that I think about it. They haven't really been able to recover any of their SP, probably because of all those infightings. They can't really focus on their sanity anymore. And we got another stagger. Okay, that's going to be really, really handy. They barely have any time left, just 25 hours, probably? Something along those lines? Maybe I'm able to get another stagger, which allows us to recover, yes! Even more stuff. Okay. That's already on 0. Is that for everyone? I mean, they do share the time with each other. Well, they can no longer recover each other. Oh, that's great. Really great. So, that should be enough damage to destroy the head. Everything's been redirected. Brody is going to come in with a swing with the shell. This is going just according to plan. Doesn't really seem like this body part has any more shared time left. Or debris reaching the 700 HP. I have to say, those guys are really relatively tanky, but it doesn't really seem like they're actually able to fight back at this point. Right? At least not as long as they continuously try to fight against each other. I guess they aren't quite ready to fight against all of our sinners, right? Especially since it seems like most of their attacks aren't really working. I guess they rely too much on their power to steal the target's time. And if that doesn't work, nothing really helps them. We need more time! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, who has the remaining time? But I already broke that part. Why does it still have time? 17, 20. I'm just gonna ignore the defense dices. Doesn't really seem like they have any more punch in them. Are we able to break those parts as well? It's pretty clear that they won't be able to recover them. And it seems like every part that we break is just turning even grayer than before. Yeah, I'm just seeing things. Not entirely sure, but another part has been broken. Okay. That has to be the last part. Pretty sure this is the last part that we need to break. Yeah. Oh yeah. Punishment for the time killing. Okay, everyone is going to make sure that this part is reaching 0. The dead part is trying to fight back, but I'm pretty sure he won't be able to get through my Otis. It should technically finish him off now, right? He only has like 100 HP left. I'm not even sure if we are able to break the part before he dies in general. Nope. I guess he died with his last part. Oi! Probably the worst time to fight each other. Oh yeah, yeah. We are certainly killing off the brains. That's probably not a good thing. Oh. If only I had 10 more minutes. No, a minute. A few more seconds even. I could have changed so much more if only I had the time. Or so I thought. Once upon a time.
So, what did you do? Did you even try to change anything?
Believe it or not, I am the creator of every change you see around you. I know what the burning question is. What changed, right? Because at the end of the day, this place became no different from the other horrible, horrible nests. There's so much pain here, just like any other place in the city. So listen up, and listen close, because there's only one way to truly be free from suffering. Stopping time? Huh? Our assistant's expression turned bitter. He did not elaborate. Well, it's not like he could understand me, and the sinners were too busy keeping their eyes on the Time Ripper to relay my questions. Like always, the LCA Special Operation Unit arrived and discussed a few things with the employee, labeling the Time Ripper a distortion with a complicated classification code. And that is how the case of the time-killing time comes to a closure. But...
My, I am so happy that you finally caught the perpetrator! Behold, my portrait is finally complete. Isn't it so wonderful? So slow, everyone. Let's stop being lazy and get back to work, yes? Shop, shop.
I hate this guy. What our assistant said much earlier was right. Teacup did not change. Not even a little. Why did you volunteer to be the bait for the Ripper, Honglu? I'll be honest, I was scared as hell. The moment I began thinking about how my time could be just getting ripped away from me, I just wanted to understand. Because to me, the world was full of things that I just couldn't understand. In truth, I still understand so little of it. Why do people hang on so desperately to something like time? Something so... ephemeral? Oh god, I don't know that word. Probably not important? Not a scene? Maybe along those lines? Yeah? But I know one thing. You understood the culprit, Rhodia. It wasn't just fear that held you back. Well, there was fear. A different side of you felt that you could understand him. That's what's staying in your hand. How do you know that? Watching you, Rhodia. Oh, reminded me why I did not resist when my sibling tried to kill me for the first time. I wasn't just scared. I felt as though I could understand them. They tried to kill you and you just stand still? Honglu, where's your preservation sense? Where's your sense of preservation? Oh yeah. When fear grows so extreme that it circles back to its origin. That moment is so precious and so beautiful. Alright, lads and lasses, gather around. Oh? We'll be running a special feature on the people who played the biggest role in solving the case of time-killing time. And for that, we would like to get a little group photo. Would that be alright with you? Ace detectives, of course! Oh my god! What an auspicious day this is! Don? What's up with the long face, Rhodia? Is everything okay? I don't know if I even deserve to be in the picture. I didn't really get anything done out there. Or did I? I mean, you helped, Rodion. You deserve your spot. But Rhodia, we eventually captured the culprit, didn't we? It was possibly only because we all worked together. True. I would say everyone did a good job today. Rhodia, Honglu, Ryoshu. All three of you. Good work. You mean Honglu and Ryoshu? I just covered as soon as I came face to face with the culprit. It was ridiculous. Well, it is said that all great detectives are flanked by great assistants. Well, that's funny. Is that what this Lady Agatha said? No, I said it. Just now. I'm the only one who's allowed to make that LF. Long face, probably? Smile, detective. Right, can we all huddle a little closer together? I need to get a good shot. But why did I have to stop those struggling to change things, no matter how small, when I haven't done anything? It seems that I was the only one who heard her whispering. Right then. 1, 2... Dawn? Hold on! Dawn! Oh god! You photobommed the picture! And it's still included! Normally speaking, I think they would have cut it out probably around here. Maybe I'm going to cut it around there. Who knows? Oh god, they even took that picture? Now she looks like a criminal. The Chief Executive Director. It is time. Assistants? My. Thank you for letting me borrow your clothes. I made sure not to get even a speck of dust on it. So don't you worry about having to run it through the washer. Wait a second, what? Executive Director? When did he... It's been so long since I had a day this exciting. Thanks, participation. He's the director? I'd just like to experience how it's like outside the company building from time to time, you know? Shouldn't he be thanking us for solving the case? Not, for taking him for a stroll? Let's see. Considering your rather competent commands on the battlefield and that special abilities of yours, maybe you could even snag the Exceptional Award. Actually, nah. Perhaps you received the Distinctive Award instead, since you can't really explain the mechanism of your own powers. Your clock does seem quite special, but the time that flows through you doesn't really seem very different from the constant of time that I'm used to. Well, I don't have any prize money to hand out, but allow me to impart a little tip instead. Remember, using the power of time comes with a cost. Always. It is something that's been a thorn in my side as well. Oh, and another thing that I should thank you for. My dream began to flow once again. On the day I ventured out to the edges and wished upon a star, I thought my dream to have ceased there, never to flow again. Wait a second. Wait a goddamn second. The edge? Wish upon a star. Did you go to the outskirts like the crying thing? Did you also make a wish upon the star? Is your singularity the same origin as the Tearful one? Oh god, I want more informations. What is up with all those stars? Dante's looking for a star? Damien spoke that he's far away from the city, like a star, the prince, little prince stuff, right? What is going on with that stuff? Either way, I would have wished for something completely different had I had a chance to wish again, but I believe that was my only chance spent. He made a wish and remained in human form. So what did you gain? What did you give up? Huh? A star. I don't understand why, but the mere mention of it suddenly brought back the memories of the star that I saw when I made a pact with the sinners. What is up with that star? I used to think that the star could never be linked again, that it could never turn back time. Vile men like myself know it when their dreams come to an end, when there's no path left for the dream to come. But I was wrong. There it was. Something rewinding time right before my eyes in a way that I could not fathom. Well, it is my current hypothesis that you're not actually rewinding time, but the potential is a potential still. And that distortion that rips time is another proof that I do not know all there is to know about time. At least, not yet. So my dream, once still as a lake, has become wild as a rushing river once again. Your indifferent, unafraid attitude towards time, it also left me an impression. I think day after day about how uncaring the nature of time is, that it will continue to drive on and on and on, even after my death. And I think about how that's so terrifying. I'm afraid of death, yes, but I'm not interested in researching immortality. The flow of time is equivalent to constant changes after all. Those who dare tread upon the road of illusion from death and annihilation shall soon find themselves before another wall of what they had sought to flee from the first place. What must one do to stem the changes when the nature of particular change itself is tied to the immutable thing like the flow of time? One must stop time itself, of course. Yes, indeed. Therein lies the conundrum. Until time itself ceases to move, all changes eventually become a great flow. Wait, I'm having trouble following your train of thought here. Dante said that they are having trouble following your train of thought. Apologies. I must be thinking out loud. You must understand how someone might forget when they are talking to when a listener has nothing to say in response but intermediate ticks and talks, right? I suppose all that was probably too much for a manager of an upstart business to understand. Yes? I mean, not really. It seems like you don't want the changes to overwhelm you because the changes are linked to time itself. So by stopping time, you stop changes. Is that what you're trying to achieve here? Because it's pretty clear that you are not really afraid of death. You're afraid of the upcoming wall that will inevitably show itself if you were to be able to solve the problem of life itself, right? Because even if you stop your death, at one point of time everything is going to cease and you will still be stuck in nothingness. That is something that you're probably afraid of. So if you change everything around you as well, or rather stop the changes of everything around you, you could technically enjoy a blissful life of stopped time, but then again, even that would become rather lonely. Unless you are actually stopping your time as well. But then everything would just stop. And at that point of time, would you even call it living anymore? Difficult. Quite difficult. So, does this conclude the business of the 10 billion time tax? Oh, you're all exempt. Can you imagine what would have happened if a case like this, for you to solve, didn't exist? Can you believe that you almost had to live the rest of your life stretched as measly 4 hours over an entire day? Unbelievable. A little nap and you would have wake up 2 whole days later. Well, that's it. If the 4-hour daily minimum time policy even applied to you at this point of time, because your debt was that long. Yes, that is a bit difficult to believe, but I understand then. Oh, and it almost slipped my mind. Remember that purchase catalog Limbus company handed me? That Monolith in there really caught my eyes. I would like to purchase them. As many as you have in stock. Wait, we are selling those things? Wait a second, what do you mean? What do you mean with that? Cheers. That's a sale made. It was really pricey too. Who knows, maybe this will get you that commendation or whatever it is. Understood. Your intention to purchase will be relayed. The Monolith? What are you planning to do with... It's a secret. Things yet to be realized must remain shrouded in hearts under the starless sky. Let's go, Mai. Yes, Director Hubert. Hubert! This company is growing increasingly bizarre, Miss Faust. Not only are we providing distortion management service, but also dipping our feet into the sales of an artifact like the Monolith? Why? I don't believe that the Monolith should be so easily bought or sold. I see them as something we must retrieve, not put up for sale. It's way too dangerous. They can literally distort the things around them, right? You do understand the ramification of selling artifacts that could force a distortion that I trust. The world is aplenty with technology, capable of mammaling and slaughtering a fellow human. Not all of those have started with the intent to do harm. In fact, most of them have begun as an altruistic project with the betterment of mankind. In other words, it depends. You really believe this to be a matter that you can just brush aside with? Virtuous. You know my place. Yours as well. You're aware that we are not provided the luxury of choice, right? We will both reach what each of us desire. That is guaranteed. Fine. With that peculiar exchange between Faust and Virtuous, the bus sets off to another journey. Oh, so you're framing it already? Framing it? Ever since we returned to the bus, Rudia was busily moving between the sinners, excitedly talking to them about whatever subject they were interested in. Quiet! Quiet! Thus this achievement has been immemorialized for all eternity to come! Do you intend to put it up for display? What? In her hands was the article we were featured in. Don dedicated considerable time and effort to meticulously ironing out the creases, coated it with a thin film, and displayed it carefully in a frame. We could barely tell it was her due to blurriness, but she appears so happy to be part of the photograph. Much do I desire to hang it here for all to see, but this doll carried great meaning indeed, as my very first accomplishment. Thus shall I place it in my chamber for safekeeping. Your accomplishment? Boy, you're really strong about shaky picture of yourself, huh? Aw, don't be such a bus killer, darling. Chiquita's happy about it, so what's the matter, right? It matters not, for this is a signifier for our achievement. Our achievement? Rhodia was laughing and cheering along with her as though nothing had happened, but I see that she's a bit triggered by that. But either way, it's never been so clear that this cheeriness was all an act. And I think that pained my heart. Yet I was powerless to do anything about it. The most I could do was to clear the air and hopefully divert their attention to something else. Faust, can you ask Virtuous where we're heading next? Virtuous, Dante asked. At the very least, when we're talking about our next destination, the past seems to become a blur, even for just a moment. That was the intent behind my question. Yes, I've come to realize that it's about time that the manager asked me for some information regarding our next destination. Lucky I was right. The subject of our next destination was enough to divert the sinner's attention. They all fell silent in anticipation. Our next destination, bad that I got more than I bargained for, is to a warp train, Dante! I didn't just clear the air. That statement alone caused a whole storm amongst the sinners. They know about the warp train. They saw the memories of the warp train. We haven't really seen all of them yet. But they must know what happens in the warp train. Quite interesting. On one hand, the part is a bit too long to consider it for one part alone. But it is also a tiny bit too short for me to split it in two. So how about I'm going to split it in two and I'm just going to add something else at the end of it all, right? We just got the notification that our next stop is going to be the warp train. So far, there were no announcement when the next event is going to start. I can already kind of predict that it has to happen in the next 14 days, maybe 1-2 weeks after that, so a month, at the very least a month. So in that regard, how do we cover the time? How do we cover the time? I don't really have anything else to do in this game. I could do more mirror dungeon runs, but let's be serious. I'm pretty sure you guys are also doing that one on your own. And most of the time it's relatively repetitive, no matter how many teams I bring into this. It's always the same enemies. Difficult, quite difficult. Technically speaking, we also have that mini event that we could watch for the end of this part. The thing is, I'm not entirely sure how long that event is, and technically speaking, I could also just save it for the beginning of the next part. But then again, the next part is also going to be an event. if we start our warp train journey, they are going to release a bunch of new warp IDs and all of that other stuff, right? Maybe it would be for the best of us if we were to just watch the third Walpurgis Night. But before we do that, how about we're going to try our luck with a bunch of polls and a bunch of new IDs. After all, the Teacup staff got just released yesterday. And let's be serious, there are a couple of very fancy IDs in there. Look at Dawn. Look at Dawn. She's so proud. She has the suit of those really tough teacup guys. The one that you really need to attack specifically, otherwise they're able to recover infinitely. And they will always recover from the stagger bar. Hate to fight against them, but if they're on our side, that's certainly going to be really handy. Especially if you see all of their cutscenes. Do you see that teleportation effect? That guy even has a freaking chainsaw as an arm. Oh my god, Dawn. So yeah, how about it? Let's give it an attempt, right? Let's try to get it and hope for the best. At the very least, we're going to get the Rodion one, right? At the very least, we should be able to get the Rodion one. I'm pretty sure that we wouldn't really have an issue to get her. That's the fun part about the 2-star IDs. One attempt is usually enough to get them. And look, even if we don't get Dawn ourselves, Dawn is always here, enjoying a nice steak with Rodion. I can't believe I'm wasting my time on this gross colored meat. Makes me wish that I'd never seen colors growing up. True, she did mention that food tastes a bit weird if everything has the color of something else that we're not going to describe right now, because that would ruin the flavor of a steak. So, doesn't really seem like we got lucky with this poll. But, as I always say, 3 times is the lucky number. Is it actually the lucky number? Woo! Woo! 3 times is the lucky number! I said it! 3 times is always the lucky number! Thank you very much, Dawn. Thank you for being a class 3 employee that fits quite nicely. Pray, pardon my intrusion. I am a T-Corp Class 3 employee of the Time Collection Agency. Thou must already be aware of our reason for visit. Indeed. Oh yes, Dawn. I know quite well why you are here. Oh my god, and 2 steaks? 3 steaks as well? Well, at the very least we have the shards if we want to uptie her, right? At the very least we have our shards. Okay, well, I guess we're already done with that. Now I would say we're really going to jump into the Walpurgis Night, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think we've earned. Ah, right, I need to fight in this one. It's fine. It's fine, it's just a fairy queen, right? We are just here for the event. Right, Sinclair? Walpurgis Night event. War. How are these green lights still green? Well, Walpurgis Night is going through the barrier and through the time thingy that Teacup is trying to pull around here. They will not be restrained. They will not be stopped. This is a green dawn, and the green shall prevail, right? Another unexpected alarm, but we all reacted with measured astonishment, as we'd all grown rather used to the randomness of it all. It is unlikely that it has completely evaded the influence of the T-Corp singularity. However, it can be said that this partial rotation of color can be attributed to the fact that the Walpurgis Night is a transitory moment in which numerous possibilities coincide. Okay, that makes sense. Another green flash? Faust nonchalantly walked up to the driver's seat and shut off the alarm. No! This returned! This Walpurgis whatever night, right? Dawn and her eyes had begun twinkling at the smallest bit of diversion after another long period of idle standby. It all just becomes a part of the routine. Even mysterious things like these Walpurgis nights have already become a routine, seeing how it already occurred for the third time. Or is it already the fourth time? Kind of hard to tell. Oh, an additional velocity aside from the Walpurgis night has been detected. An additional velocity? Indeed, the entrance to a new mirror dungeon has opened. Oh, yeah, that. Heathcliff mutters quietly as he rises from his seat. I thought it was about time that the new one popped up. It happens every time that we get through the bloody ringer, right? Didn't really expect it to appear with the green flash, though. Heathcliff lightly struck the end of his club against the floor in visible anticipation. The word that was once engraved into the club has changed. What? Remember? A few days ago, I saw him sitting at the back of the bus, busily standing and carving something into his club. I didn't have to ask to know what it means by that new word, so... Oh! Is this because of Kathy? Does he want to make sure that he never forgets her? Seeing how she literally got forgotten by everyone else, except of Dante and Heat? Oh, that's nice. Was there a different word before? I don't quite remember that well. Didn't really pay attention to random words on everyone's weapons and stuff. Either way, I decided to not bring it up to anyone else. Only Heathcliff and I retained that memory after all. True. Thought I was going mad from the tedium. Come on, let's go bash some swords! How nice. I like seeing some initiative from the sinners. Miss Faust? Indeed. Let us move without delay. Dante, bring us to the corridor, past the back doors. Of course. Trying my best to shake this odd, uncomfortable feeling that Heathcliff's newfound enthusiasm didn't come off as entirely optimistic, I led the sinners to the back door. 2 types of doors at once, huh? Yeah. 2 new sets of doors, just as Faust had predicted. One set of door was, as I expected, 2 metal doors resonating with the sound of wuthering gust. A new mirror dungeon. And the other set of door was... a deal! Are these... papers? It's all sparkly. It was an unfamiliar door, radiating with an odd gleam of light. Technically, we did see these weird radio frequency-like squishy lines around the door before, but everything else about it was new. I guess this one doesn't connect to the Lobotomy Corp French facility like the last one did. Weird. I think I'm hearing... Is that jazz? Could it be Markov's music? Oi, is that even a door? It's more like a window than a door, right? Right. This new entrance definitely resembles a large window rather than a door. The window was blurry and all I could see is past it were some globs of shapes moving about. There appears to be several shambling entities past the entrance. So we can already see the fairies. Faust seemed to have realized something, but didn't tell us what it was. Instead, she merely looked into my direction without saying a word. I'm starting to get what she means by that look. Guess that I just have to get in there and see for myself, huh? Right, Faust? You experience regular growth in capabilities. Faust consider this to be a positive development. Yeah. Oh, there they are! It's not the cute variety because they're a little bit hungry, but the fairies! A field of green and a wall of tall, grey trees appear before us as we enter the door. But At this point, it will take a bit more than this to surprise us. So nice to have our colors back for once, right? Quiet. There's an abnormality. So, these things were what we saw past the window earlier, right? Yes. We are yet to be discovered. I recommend that we prepare for combat, manager. True. I didn't even need to tell the sinners what they were. It was pretty clear from the get-go that we would be fighting an abnormality here. The sinner all stood ready to charge into battle at my command. But it's a bit different this time. So, Faust, I'm starting to get the hang of this Walpurgisnight thing, and please, do continue. I think there's something different about these abnormalities. Can you explain why? Considering the nature of abnormalities, every encounter with an abnormality would be equivalent to an encounter with a summoned entity. Nevertheless, there exists a certain degree of difference when encountering them in a refracted railway or a mirror dungeon. That is to say, we entered a site once known as the library, a building that inexplicably appeared above the former L-Corp headquarters. And this exact location is said to be a space that existed within a book in which the abnormality resided. The library? I haven't heard that term before. Some sinners talked about it, that's for sure. Quiet, yet the space is fairly distinct from the containment units we had witnessed afford at one of the branches. It appears as though an ideal habitat has been established precisely for that abnormality's residence. A rather striking difference from the very limited space and unaccommodation environment provided by the containment unit. Well, to be fair, the library can literally create whatever they ever desire. And the headquarters back then, well, they kind of reconstructed themselves around the manager. They didn't really have the time to consider the environment of the abnormalities themselves, right? Especially since they get reshuffled every now and then. It was just not possible. Yes, you may command the space to be a terrarium. The abnormalities inhabiting this place has transformed its environment to a form most suitable for its dwelling. Here are some comparisons that may make it easier for one to comprehend. A fish would fill the space with water, and a worm would fill the space with soil. And the fairies need a fairy wood. Gotcha, so as long as the abnormality exists within this book, it can literally deck this place out with whatever fits its fancy. Huh? Pretty much. It would be more accurate to say that an abnormality, once outside the confinement of the relevant deterrent, can rebuild its environment to fit its needs. So it doesn't really make a difference, but this is just another way to restrain them. Whoa, it's kind of like free housing, huh? That is when Don, who was standing rather far from the group, who was made aware of these revelations only after Mersault had relayed them to her. Book? Our journey had brought us into a book, thou say? The library of legend that vanished like a mirage! For truth? Yes, Don, it's the library! Suddenly blew up with an explosive enthusiasm once again. I don't know if it's a good idea to be loud, Don. Just saying. I will add a preamble in the future to prevent such an outburst. We have been detected, Executive Manager. Yeah, let's get this over with first. Oi, the Fairy Queen. So nice. So nice that the fight is still included. Even though I have to ask, I mean, they could have included this fight into the mirror dungeon itself, right? So far, I wasn't really able to find any Fairy Queen related events in there, but seeing how the boss fight is technically already in the game, they could definitely put her into the mirror dungeon as well, right? Maybe in the future. Maybe they will add them in the future. Just as the bots from the other Dawn ordeal, right? Certainly. So, I'm pretty sure that was already enough. Ah, yes! It's always a pleasure to fight against the Fairy Queen, especially since she gives us so many resources throughout the entire match. We never run out of ego resources, right? So, that was way harder than I expected. What? Didn't you see that, Dante? That was a lot of fun. That wasn't really that hard, right? Faust explained that we find ourselves in the library's past. We are participating in a certain repeated battle within the library. Its purpose was to attain something called the realization of the flow of history. We're in the middle of her realization. I hope we don't interrupt them. This is a very important step in the library, right? Yeah, sorry, I don't quite understand most of what you just said. Flow of history, huh? Are there other flaws too? Oh yes, a bunch of them. That appears to be the case. Yes, it can be extrapolated from the collective intelligence that the library is, like some normal libraries composed of several floors divided by subject, such as literature or religion. Doesn't really sound so different from your average library, but I doubt it is that straightforward. Actually, Dante, it is that straightforward. The only difference is that the books that we had back then were made out of people. And their experience. The experience of those guys were divided into different subjects. Other than that, they kind of worked like a normal library over there, right? Anyways, anything more you can tell us about the library, Faust? Something with more details? No. Faust's voice carries a certain air of troubled uncertainty, and I'm starting to realize why. So you don't know about that just yet, right? I see that you have integrated a certain degree of truth, Dante. I don't suppose there's any more reason for me to remain evasive regarding this particular subject. Faust let out a barely noticeable but clearly shocked gasp before gaining her usual calm demeanor. Yes, I'm yet to become a Faust who has access to that information. Yet to become, As your journey continues, I may also gradually regain recognition and access to further knowledge. One thing is for certain, however. Faust regards this consistent, continued improvement to be a positive development, Dante. I see. I guess we need to wait until she has an identity related to the library then. So far she only has one for lobotomy corp, right? The longer my journey, the greater her knowledge, huh? Yep. Maybe that explains why she kept falling silent in the middle of her lectures. I have no idea how long this journey will last for, but who knows? Maybe we'll find ourselves at that library one day. With that, I return to the sinners, wandering about the scattering pages of the abnormalities. And with that, we got another tiny clue about the knowledge from Faust. Very, very interesting. I can't wait to see which type of identity she's going to get related to the library. I'm pretty sure she's going to have an identity to pretty much all of the higher ups ranks of pretty much all of the nest branches at some point, right? She kind of has to if she wants to know about everything. Nevertheless, this is a perfect moment to make a little cut. I hope you guys had fun in today's part, and the next part is going to be released on the Monday when the next event is going to show itself. Oh, and by the way, get ready. Next week is all about Breath of Fire, and after that, there's a little surprise, and I'm pretty much open to all kinds of suggestions. Please send me the games. You know my Discord. Come over. Give me games ideas. I need to start drawing thumbnails. Until next time. Bye bye.